everybody. We show up in the party, flyer than everybody.
We show up in the party, flyer than everybody. We show up in the party, flyer than everybody.
What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Carbon, and today I am coming at you with a complete list of basically everything you need to know within Blackout. Now, this is going to be for those people who just started to play. The free trial is out there, it's coming to an end. There are a lot of people who are playing it during the free trial who are going to decide that they want to play the game because it's addicting, and they are going to be looking into the internet for help, and I am here for those tips. Now, for those of you who have been subscribed and watch every single day, a lot of these are going to be repeats, and I'm sorry, but if you'd like to get a quick refresher on a lot of Blackout tips and tricks and the basics, you know, this could be a good video for you. But let's go ahead and hop right into it, because there's a lot of things with Blackout that have definitely changed since my everything you need to know about Blackout in the beginning anyway, so it's time for an update. So basically, this is a Blackout 4 Blackout guide, essential tips for the free trial, and the respawn mode of Blackout. Now, Black Ops 4's Blackout is the first Battle Royale mode in Call of Duty, and there is a leak expected to possibly be one in the next Call of Duty as well. And I've compiled a list here of different tricks and tips and secret items and all the other fun stuff, but first let's dive right into what we're going to look for. So when you look in the Call of Duty Blackout map, broken up into its separate locations, you'll head over to a Blackout guide map that I can link down below in the description. It's called blackoutmap.com. This is going to be a great way for you to figure out where you want to land. I highly recommend using this website, maybe putting it on your favorites, and every time you're playing Blackout, if you have a second monitor, go ahead and pull this up. It's really cool to look at. It's interactive. But as far as the free trial, Activision gave from January 17th until the 24th for a free trial, and for those who played it, I hope you guys like it as much as I do. But let's talk about the down but not out respawn mode. So this was basically to celebrate the 7-day free trial for Blackout, and Activision actually dropped the new mode, down but not out, and add-ons like for a respawn mode into the game. But it's not your typical respawn structure. However, with players being able to respawn after each collapse, giving that at least one of their teammates is still standing. It's pretty fun, so as long as one teammate of yours is alive, you'll be able to keep respawning when you die. And then as far as that, there's supposed to be the next limited time mode coming possibly on the 30th, and that is Ambush, and that is going to be a snipers and melees limited time mode, so that's going to be fun for those of you who are going to decide to purchase Blackout. Definitely a fun mode coming that you'll want to take a look at. But let's jump into the tips. So thanks to an extensive amount of playtime and some research, I was able to compile this list. So let's start out with number 1. So when jumping out of the chopper at the start of the game, point the camera down to fall faster. But as soon as your arms touch your body, you can start leveling yourself back out again and start stretching yourself out at speed to pick up speed and get to where you want to loot faster. Because if you're falling at that 44 meters per second on the right side of your drop down, then you are going to be opening your parachute up really fast, and you're going to be dropping very slow. So you want to be able to get your speed up to around 66 to 70 meters per second. It'll actually vary. You can't keep it at one or the other, but that's how you know you're going fast. So as soon as you see your arms touch your body, you can instantly start releasing yourself back out again. And for the first time, a lot of people have been getting this tip and they didn't really know it existed, is that you can free look while you are skydiving, and you can use that with your L2 button or your L1 button, whatever button you set up you have, and you can actually free look and not mess up your trajectory. And for the first few games, I'd recommend dropping at firing range. It is the busiest part of the map, and it is a great way to get a grip on how the shooting feels, because it's definitely not the same as it is in multiplayer. You'll notice there's bullet drop. It's very clear, especially at long range, and the gun feels completely different. So this is definitely a different type of gameplay for Call of Duty, and it's very fun. And the specialist equipment used in Black Ops 4 plays a role in Blackout 2. So if you're somebody who plays multiplayer and you're familiar with the specialist, good news, you can use any of those specialist equipment in Blackout. You don't have to be the specific character. You can pick up items like the grapple hook and Torque's barricade and use them the same way as you would in a regular game. And then melee is pretty useless in its current form, so don't sneak in for a melee hit thinking you'll knock out someone in one knife hit, because they could have level 3 armor. Melee weapons are definitely great. For the most part, they're one-hit weapons. But if they do have level 2 armor and they're definitely healed up, it'll take a couple of hits, and you got to anticipate that. And if you're somebody who wants a melee weapon but doesn't want to trade your weapon for it, go ahead and pick up Brawler. It basically is a perk that works the same way as a melee, except you can just use your gun for a 1 or 2 hit kill by hitting somebody, and it's, you know, it's a lot of fun, and that way you don't have to drop your secondary weapon like your SMG, your shotgun, or your sniper, or whatever you're carrying in your secondary. And then level 3 armor is the only armor that'll protect your head. It is the only armor, so if you don't have level 3 armor, then your head is always exposed. It only does a little bit extra damage from weapons, not entirely too much unless it's a sniper rifle. If you get hit in the head with a sniper rifle, it does do 212 damage to the head, so it's an instant death. Unless you have level 3, then you're definitely surviving it. And then you want to think before shooting at zombies. Now this is a big tip. You definitely want to think before shooting at zombies. You want to get your confidence up before you start going for the zombies. It'll attract enemies to your position and offers no real advantage unless you're being swarmed. And unless you have a melee weapon or a silenced weapon and you think that you can still get away with killing people silently, do keep eyes in the back of your head and constantly be looking for people who are also coming to that zombie spot wanting that mystery box. And the mysteries box always spawns in certain locations, but they're random within each game. So right now you can get them basically in the middle of the map by firing range in the farms. They're at Nuketown, they're at the diner near Nuketown, and then, you know, of course by Asylum, and then the graveyard by Asylum. And usually when you kill the zombies, a box will spawn. It'll have some goods in it, and then zombies will start spawning again. And if you kill the zombies again, that box is going to have the exact same loot it did before. It's basically just refreshed. The exact same gun, everything is exactly the same, except anything you took, you can now like refresh if you wanted. And then you also want to use shadows and go prone when you can. It's incredibly easy to hide in Blackout. Just make sure you're hiding not in a sunny area or a very well lit area. You definitely want to find tall grass, shadows. You want to use Blackout characters that have darker outfits, such as like a dark green camo or anything that's, you know, as close to dark color as possible. You definitely don't want to use like the numbers skin that blinks red in Blackout, especially if you're like, oh, I'm gonna hide in this corner, no one's gonna see me. It's like, you're blinking red, I can see you. And that goes with any other bright colored skin. If you really want to tactically have an advantage, it's great to have a dark, you know, camoed character. I like to go for Seraph. Seraph has a very great camo and a face paint camo, and it just happens to work out very well. Like, I love using Seraph, and I have basically every character. I just happen to like her for the fact that it's, you know, it's just more tactical. And for the next one, it's a lot easier to take out enemies at long range in Blackout when compared to like PUBG and Fortnite. Keep this in mind and stick to buildings whenever you can. If you are a sniper and you want to just get those one-hit patient kills, but if you're somebody who is a run-and-gunner sniper, you definitely don't want to be in buildings. You will attract attention. You want to stay moving as much as you can. You know, sneaking about in the open is not the best option, but it can be a great option because you don't die as fast as you do in multiplayer, so you can actually get somebody to shoot at you, find which way they are shooting at you from, get cover, heal up, reposition, and then figure out if you want to flank or run at them. That's the best thing I could say, is that if you're getting shot at, don't try to stay in one spot. Especially if you can get some cover, try to maneuver in a different location and make them think that you are still in that area. And also, rocket launchers are not as powerful as you think they are. Save them for vehicles, as a direct hit to another player we know won't be enough to take them out. So I would recommend using rocket launchers in only duos and squads, mainly just squads. I think they are a waste to use in solos, mainly because you're not getting kills with them easier. If you are in squads and you can do a vehicle lock on and get a missile off, chances are all 4 of those people aren't going to get off the vehicle in time unless they're really good players, and you might get 1 or 2, and then maybe you can rush, you know, the rest while they are, you know, trying to heal their teammates, and then you can get the entire team. And then, you know, just like the wingsuit I was talking about before, much like other games in Battle Royale genre, Blackout does begin with players jumping down from the sky. So the difference here is that you use a wingsuit to cover ground towards your destination. So once you've hit the ground, you'd think the wingsuit fun would be over, but you can actually use your wingsuit multiple times. Treyarch has actually lowered the height that you can actually redeploy it now, and there's actually certain situations within Blackout that I thought I couldn't jump off of a water tower or a cliff, and turns out I can now. So thank you for that. So, and do make sure that when you jump off of an area to redeploy your wingsuit, you want to be sprinting, and then you want to be jumping. It's a sprint jump in order to pull out that wingsuit. Yeah, imagine it's like real life. You're going to want to take a running start before, you know, deploying that wingsuit. And then as far as supply drops, you know, much like PUBG, Call of Duty, Blackout features supply drops. So they occur during each match, and you'll know if one is being dropped by an announcement by the announcer. So I do suggest going into your settings and turning on subtitles, so that way you can get a better feel and like recognition for when the crate is dropping. So, because without that, I don't think I ever knew when the crate was dropping until I turned on the captions. And you'll definitely want to approach it with caution, because a lot of people use them as a way of baiting people. So I would suggest putting on paranoia when you are approaching, you know, any one of those crates, or throw some smoke grenades at it, and, you know, just use the most caution possible, because not everybody is interested in what's inside of it. They just want to get the kill. Like me, I will use those things for bait all day. Kind of. I like to run a gun. I don't like to sit as much as I like to do anything else. But as far as perks, I would definitely recommend using Reinforcement and Skulker for the very end game. This way you can get your movement around silently. It's like sprinting, but while crouched. And then Reinforcement will protect you from those concussion grenades that will freeze you for a few seconds while the enemy just absolutely, you know, takes you with no lube. So there's a lot of ways you can win Blackout, and like I said, the only way you can get better at it is if you force yourself into those gunfights. That's absolutely the best way to get any good at this game. If you want to practice your reflexes, maybe go into multiplayer before you come into Blackout, but do notice that there is a definite gun difference. Maybe go into some random squads first, but I would definitely recommend playing solos and just jumping into construction or hijacked or firing range or asylum, just anywhere like in the middle, a large location. You'll start to learn where the large drops are, and that's how you'll start to get your kills, man, because that's what keeps me playing. It's just the kills. I want to play for the kills. The wins just happen to be a bonus. All right, so guys, I hope you guys are enjoying Blackout as much as I am. I know this is a game that you guys are going to fall in love with, the game that we've all fallen in love with over the past few months. It has been amazing. I hope you guys subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, let me know what you found was the best tip, and, you know, in Blackout. You know, let us know some tips in the comments that I didn't talk about. You know, share that with people. Let's get that information out there. Guys, it's been fun. Peace.
We show up in the party, flyer than everybody. We show up in the party, flyer than everybody.
We show up in the party, flyer than everybody. We show up in the party, flyer than everybody. We show up in the party, flyer than everybody.